Good morning, YouTube. Day four. Day four. As we say up here in New England. Four, Bob. Day four. Super stoked. Frickin' A, man. As Gabe McCall would say, man, the frickin' Tiger tank showed up at the Battle of the Bulge last night, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. It was a rough one. Rough night. Worst night I've had so far. For sure. Uh, uh, but, 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 I'm clean. I'm clean. Oh man. God, does it feel good to say that. And mean it, you know what I mean? Like, oh wow. I'm blessed, man. Thank God. Honest to God. How many times can you say God in a sentence? But no, for real though. Uh, so I took an Ambien and I made that video last night after I took it, and it didn't put me to sleep. Tossing and turning and just felt like crap, man. Felt like crap. Couldn't get comfortable at all. Um, and I pretty much just laid awake, tossing and turning until I don't know, 4 a.m. probably. At that point, I just couldn't lay there anymore and toss and turn. So I turned my light on, my bedside light, grabbed my Bible, which is always right next to me, and I just started reading. I'm reading the book of Acts right now. For those of you who I'm really new to the Bible and Jesus and Christianity all as a whole. Within the last 6 months, I'm no expert, and I'm not claiming to be a good Christian or anything. I don't even really know, but I do know that I believe in God. I believe in Jesus, and He's done amazing things in my life. I'm here today and I'm clean because of God. Honestly, uh, I give all the credit to Him. I really do. Uh, he's the one that told me, in my heart, if I say God told me to do something, obviously I'm not hearing voices. That'd probably be concerning. Uh, but anybody who knows God has just a way of speaking to you, and for me it's those inner thoughts of mine that I know are right and righteous, you know what I mean? Good thoughts. And um I talked a little bit about this in my first video, but he made pretty much last weekend happen, Memorial Day. I was praying because I knew I was getting ready to jump off, and I was just praying to God, God, please help, just please help me stay strong. I really want to do this, and I just need help. I'm not asking you to take the pain away. I deserve to feel the pain, but anything you can do to just give me courage, just give me strength. Um, and, I would always say, it's your will, not mine, because that's true. Um, and I think I told the story about how almost instantly my best friend had called me right after I was done praying and asked me to go up north, and invited me up for last weekend. And I needed that because even though I was still continuing my taper, I needed to be in that group of people and to realize this is why I want to be clean. This, God showed me this is what you want to be. This is you, and you can get this back. And that's just one of the things out of many. Apologize. But so anyway, I just read maybe a page out of the book of Acts, and prayed, and just said, please help me get through this, man. I didn't feel weak necessarily. I was still mentally strong, but just praying just helps. It just helps, man. I would have, 7 months ago, 8 months ago, I would have been like, you're crazy. Like, I just wasn't, I didn't believe. Like, I grew up not in a religious family, not going to church. Like, I didn't know anything about it. And, but I know people that have God in their lives, and I wanted what they have. Like, I just can see it, you know, I can see like how happy they are and how content. And I just always like wanted that. So I just started doing my own research and reading the Bible. And my manager at work actually is like a part-time pastor at his church, and I just asked him for a little bit of guidance on like, where do I start? You know, like, I don't know, like, do you just start reading the Bible on page one? And you know, he kind of like, you know, if I were you, I'd probably start with like the book of John and the New Testament. The Old Testament is basically leading up to the New Testament. But he said you should probably start with the New Testament and, you know, read the book of John and then read the book of Acts. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm not rushing through it. But man, it's a whole different ball game. When you believe and, you know, you kind of lean on God and kind of just put yourself in his hands. You're in his hands anyway, right? I mean, you're really. But anyway, I ended up getting back to sleep probably around 4:30 this morning. Sorry, just having a little coffee. I just went to the store. But I slept like a log, man. I slept great after 4:30 till like 6. I think I got up at 6. Um, I'm pretty used to getting up really early, but and the thing is too, on Suboxone, like I slept like trash, man. I slept horrible on buprenorphine. Like some people say that makes them sleep really good. Not me, man. Not me. Methadone did. Methadone, I would sleep like 10 and 11 hours. That's all I wanted to do is sleep. Suboxone was different. I was still sleepy all the time, but like when it came to actual sleeping, I would just be up every hour on the hour. So I never really slept good on Suboxone anyway. So like really going through this, if I can get 2 or 3 hours of sleep, like that's all I used to get anyway. So I'm used to it. But anyway, I woke up at 6 this morning. It's I don't know what time it is right now, probably around 7 a.m. But man, I feel so much better, guys. Like, honest to God, like I feel way better. I'm not cold at all. Chills have completely gone away. Haven't been yawning. Haven't sneezed. I just went out, sunny outside. Like I figured I'd be be a wreck driving down to the store, but no, everything's like nice and clear, crisp. Like it's I feel good, man. I feel real good. Now that doesn't mean I'm gonna feel real good later, and it doesn't mean like I'll have a good night tonight. It's not the way it works, but I know that. But I feel like I definitely turned the corner here on day 4, and I attribute a lot of that to just like tapering down, like really freaking low, man. Like tapering down to 0.25, right around there. I've explained like I was crushing up, not crushing up, but breaking up tablets, so it's real hard to judge like exactly how much you're taking, right? But it was real small, like I would say at least 0.25 milligrams, maybe a half a milligram some days, but I did that for like, I don't know, at least a month and a half. And then I would even like skip a day here and there, like I wouldn't dose like here and there for a day, but it made a big difference. Comparing like jumping off methadone at 80 milligrams to what I'm going through right now, like this is a walk in the park, really. The first couple days, like last night was bad. The first couple days were like no energy at all, like could barely get up off the couch, you know what I mean? Like that's just the way I felt, and cold and yawns and sneezing and all of that, like darkness and anxiety and all that shit. But I really do feel like I turned the corner, at least on the most aggressive, acute withdrawal symptoms. There's still, battle is still going on though. The war is not over by any means. But you know, I knew like from the beginning, I'm like, if I can just get through like the real physical acute part, like I'm good. because, I mean, I could deal, like I just told you, I could deal with the lack of sleep, um, and like whatever else kind of waves hit me, like I can deal with that. That's not a big deal. Like I really just don't like being super lethargic, having no energy, and like tossing and turning at night, like the kicks, like the real bad restless legs, and that crap that I've been dealing with like last night and a little bit the night before, but really like not real terribly bad. Last night was pretty bad. I mean, I don't want to sugarcoat it. It was pretty rough. But I mean, you can get through it. You can get through it, no problem, man. Like, just taper down. Like, if you're trying to do this, like, taper. Seriously, I used to say myself, like, honestly, I used to tell people, like, don't worry about tapering. It doesn't matter if you jump off 12 milligrams, you jump off 0.25 milligrams. It doesn't make a difference. You're gonna go through withdrawal anyway. Like, whatever. That was horrible advice, man. Horrible advice. Like, it definitely makes a difference if you taper down, for sure. Um, because on day 4, to feel this good, like drinking coffee, getting up, going to the store in the morning, like, I'm like so blessed, man. I'm so like thankful right now. I could cry, seriously. I'm so thankful. Ugh. And to be able to say, like, I'm clean, man. Freaking A. I'm clean. Like, if I got invited to go up to camp this weekend, like, I would go. Like, I feel that good right now. Like, no problem. Like, I'd go. I wouldn't feel like 100%. I'm not trying to say that. But, I'd go. I mean, I feel that good for sure. I'm also happy because, for the longest time on methadone, Suboxone, I told you guys it makes me crave sweets. And, like, I stopped drinking coffee and, like, switched to, like, the peach edition Red Bulls, dude. And I would drink, like, 4 of those things a day. Like, no joke. Sometimes more. Not only is that super expensive, but it's, like, really bad for you. And, like, the calories and the sugar and that stuff is, like, it's super bad for you. And, like, I don't even want that at all. And like Mountain Dew, like I drink Mountain Dew when I was clean for 3 years. Like I hated Mountain Dew. Like and that I would drink that for like 12 years when I was on methadone and Suboxone, and that was like my go-to, Mountain Dew. And like when I got clean, like it wasn't like a judgment on my part. Like I'm just gonna stop drinking that crap. Like it's not good for me. Like I'm just gonna stop drinking it. Like I just stopped wanting it. And when I would try one, it would just taste horrible. And that happened again because I have Mountain Dew in my fridge still from being on buprenorphine, and ran out of bottled water late last night. And I'm like, well, I'm super thirsty. Like, I gotta at least have something wet. And I opened a Mountain Dew and took a drink, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm back. I'm back. And I do not want Red Bull, like, no freaking way. So I'm happy about that. Not craving sweets, man. Like I'm starting to crave like tomatoes and vegetables and fruit again. Like your body just naturally will start to crave like better food. It's not even a conscious decision. Like you'll just start to crave better food, and I'm like at that point. Oh my god, like I can't even describe the relief even with just getting a few hours of sleep. Like that's minor. That is so minor, dude. Like when you think of it, like in the grand scheme of things, like minor. Even though it was like tossing and turning, like that sucks, but man, is it worth it? So freaking worth it, guys. Ugh. You guys can do this. You can do it. Just get through those first 3 days, 4 days, man, and just know like it's not over. It's not over. But if you can get past that initial physical withdrawal, post-acute withdrawal sucks too, but luckily I've only been using for 2 years this time, so it's not going to be as drawn out as the methadone. Plus methadone like sticks in your bones. Like I was still feeling stuff after a year being clean off methadone. I was still feeling symptoms, manageable, but still they were there, and it was still real rough. Bad anxiety, like bouts of insomnia that would last like a week sometimes, and then I'd start to sleep again. But this has been nothing like that at all. Nothing like it. And today, like, I feel great. Like, I'm not even joking. I feel great. Even with the lack of sleep, I feel amazing this morning. Drinking some coffee. Probably gonna put on some music and just enjoy being myself again and clean again and like having a little bit of energy. I'm not 100%, but I feel a lot better. And yeah, if you guys like have any questions at all, like how I did it, or how I keep a positive mindset even though you're in the dark places, and feel free to ask, guys, because I'm willing to help anybody. Honestly, you can contact me anytime you want. I'll do my best to get right back to you, and you can do this. Don't be afraid of it. Please don't be afraid of it. I know it's hard to do, to not be afraid. But man, if you work and you can get a week off, like, you got it. Like, as long as you taper down as low as you can possibly go, stay at that dose for as long as possible. I'm gonna make the jump, and then just be mentally prepared that you're gonna have a few rough days and a few rough nights, but you will turn that corner. And when you do, man, it's like somebody just undoing your handcuffs. Like, I feel free again. I feel free. Like, I'm not not worried about my next dose. I'm not worried about anything, you know what I mean? Like, not worried about doctor's appointments or anything, man. Like, I don't have to worry about any of that. None of it. I'm free. I'm free. And that is worth dealing with any pause symptoms or any of that crap. A sleepless night, like, that is so worth it, man, to be free. But this is a long video. They're all long. I like to talk. It makes me feel good to talk to you guys and like just to get on here and kind of spill my guts. I don't write stuff down. I don't really ever have a plan. I just kind of speak my mind. So I appreciate you listening to my blabbering mouth. I do appreciate you guys. I do, honestly. And I'm sorry that I had disappeared for so long, and that's just where I was mentally, guys. Like, I just hated myself for the last 2 years. Hated myself. Like, didn't want to be around people. Seeing other people happy just made me feel even more miserable. That's sad to say, but it's true. I was just that unhappy and that mad at myself. So to be here, sitting here today, with God's help, it's like a million tons off my back. Like, not even a million pounds, a million tons off my shoulders, man. Like, honest to God, I'm clean again. Really clean. Oh, it's beautiful. So beautiful, man. I want everybody to have this. Like, I want you all to be able to experience this. And you can. You can do it. You can do it. Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.